Guys, what team did we just watch? Because that cannot be the same bunch of players that finished 15th last season. Like, what? What was the pressing? What was the intensity? What was the energy? Manchester United absolutely destroyed Bournemouth. We're all over them. It was an electric, high intensity performance. And Mbeumo hasn't been added in. Cunha wasn't playing. Sesko to be added to this. 4 goals. 4 goals from Manchester United. Goals have been unheard of under Ruben Amorim. I am shocked at what I'm seeing. These 2 games on tour, Everton and of course not Everton, West Ham and of course Bournemouth have been incredibly exciting. 6 goals, but dominant in both games. But the main thing we've seen is a different intensity, new life from Man United. It looked like Amorim Sporting, how well drilled it was, how fast it was playing. We saw Amorim come into a dead Sporting side, had a summer with them, and Sporting were playing with this newfound intensity. Could he be doing that at Manchester United? I want to talk about Dorgu, I want to talk about Yoro, I want to talk about the youth. But wow, my only question is, will Man United be able to do this when the Premier League season starts, when the pressure is on? This is great. The West Ham game is great. Let's do it against Everton. But our best game under Ruben Amorim came versus Aston Villa, the last game of the season, after that awful Europa League final, when there was no pressure on Manchester United. Is pressure playing a part? Will we be able to do that in the Premier League when everybody's honest, the pressure's on? Because the confidence we're playing with today, how aggressive we were, how forward thinking we were, was incredible to see. It was honestly, it was worth staying up for. I thought if Manchester United make me stay up for a crap game, I'm not going to be happy. And it was absolutely worth staying up for. But will we see that? We're going to have a talk. But let's talk about the game. I'm going to break down what we learned from the game. I think I've got 7 points to talk about in regards to Manchester United. The positives, a few negatives. But let's start with the general. United played just an insane pace. I honestly felt like it was watching it in 2 times speed. I don't know if you felt like that. Compared to the Manchester United last season, it felt like 2 times speed, and everything we were doing had a purpose. We were pressing with purpose. We were forcing high turnovers. When we were winning the ball, quick. We won the ball. Like, I can't explain it. We won the ball. Everybody's got moving. I remember when Ruben Amorim was appointed in November, and we saw a glimpse of his first few training sessions with Man United, how it was winning back the ball, and then all the players were darting and running forward, and that's what he wanted to do. And we saw that today, and I feel like he wasn't really able to implement it at times last season, but we saw what he was trying to implement in his first ever training session with Man United today, winning the ball. Højlund scoring again today. Look, Højlund, upgrade is needed there, of course. But he's looked good on pre-season. He's looked sharper. He's scored goals. Doesn't do enough, but give credit to where credit's due. Højlund looked good. Give credit to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw wasn't great last pre-season game, but that's the best I've seen Luke Shaw. That tackle he made on Semenyo was insane. Mason Mount was incredibly good. Mason Mount and Luke Shaw's problem isn't ability, it's availability. But I thought they were good today. I thought Mason Mount's pressing was good. I thought the energy levels, the cohesion, the speed, the little pings we were playing with were so good. Bruno Fernandes would get the ball like the half turn and play these quick pings and these 1-2s. And of course, we gave it away at time. We conceded a few turnovers. I think we're unlucky to actually concede in the end. But we were playing with this speed, and Bruno led by example. Bruno took a few risks. I think if against better opposition, we could have got caught out when he gave the ball away a couple of times. But Bruno was also excellent in that game. The movement, he was dictating, he was getting back, he was doing the defensive work, he was dictating, he was doing midfield work. I don't think Bruno and Casemiro are going to work together in the bigger games. I think it could get overrun. But I think if you've got a monster in midfield to go next to Bruno, you've also got Ugarte and Maino in there. I do think the midfield options are good, but we just need that monster in there. Tom Heaton's our best keeper. Don't care. He actually is our best keeper. But Amorim was making a few tactical tweaks and it was looking good. Look, there's still definitely some concerns around build-up. I do think the intensity was good, the system was good, the style was good. There's still definitely some concerns around build-up and all of that, but I thought that back three that we played today complemented each other well, because Luke Shaw can do what you want to do in build-up. Yoro can do what you want to do in build-up. I do think Maguire's better suited to that central centre-back role than De Ligt, but we saw quick, fast progression, and yeah, I just think it was good from United. I think the build-up from goal kicks could potentially improve. I think it'll be interesting to see what our solutions are against low blocks this season, but it was good. It was encouraging signs. We've got to talk about Dorgu. Patrick Dorgu was incredible. He produced a complete performance. First of all, brilliant ball in, Højlund goal. Second of all, fantastic goal. But he was always up the pitch, always hungry. Dorgu's in my FPL. I put Dorgu in my FPL last week. FPL people, I think he's gonna be an FPL gem. I think he's gonna get goals. I think he's gonna get assists. He's playing so high up. I like how high up Ruben Amorim's playing the fullbacks because he plays a back three, but it's felt like a back five because the fullbacks were so deep in defensive last year. I think with Ahmad potentially going fullback and Dorgu being high up, we're actually going to see an attacking side of back three. I said this in my last video. The lack of patience on Patrick Dorgu was a disgrace from our fan base. And I said this, I've been sticking up for Patrick Dorgu for months. Patrick Dorgu came in, had good games, had bad games, was a mixed bag, but you could see from his good games what a player there was, what potential there was. Imagine being 20 years of age, you've never played for a big club, and Man United bring you in the middle of their worst ever season at left wing back, and you're expected to come in. And I think people thought when we signed Patrick Dorgu, he was just going to come in and change everything. So when he didn't, they started giving him hate and stick. But Patrick Dorgu was good for us. He wasn't 10 out of 10, but he was good for us. But because he wasn't a 10 out of 10 saving us, people held him to this ridiculously high standard last year, and I didn't get it. He was raw. There was elements of his game that could improve, but he had good games. He had a few bad games. He had a few shaky games, but he was raw, and we're seeing his ability. I said it back in the last season. If you can't see his technical and physical abilities, then you're crazy. Like you're expecting too much of this 20-year-old kid. We're seeing his physical and technical abilities. We're seeing his drive. We're seeing how he suits the system, and we're seeing there's a good player there. You know, combined with Mount for the goal, Mount did well to win that back. Højlund's assist, getting in areas, the full game, defensively good, attackingly good. If you didn't see it with Dorgu last year, it's because you were watching with some kind of agenda. You know, there was games where Dorgu wasn't good, but there was also games where we saw how good Dorgu was. Remember the game where he won like so many penalties? You know, there was really encouraging signs from Dorgu, but he's raw. Not every game's going to be good. He will make mistakes. There's areas he will need to improve 100%, but he's raw. I do feel like Garnacho didn't actually pass him a lot last season either and get the best out of him, but he deserved more patience, and I think a huge season for him is coming. Talking of patience, do you remember how after 5 games, people in our fan base were writing off Leny Yoro? There's a tweet that went viral where people were just like, oh, Leny Yoro can't do it at the back three. Like, I remember he got cooked by Sulemana when we played Southampton, and he got cooked. And that was like his 4th game for Manchester United. And everyone wrote him off. Even though he was good in the Arsenal-Liverpool cameo, everyone just wrote him off because he got cooked in that one game versus Southampton. And people were like, how good has Leny Yoro been? How good has Leny Yoro been the last 3 months of the season? How good has Leny Yoro been in all these preseason games? Leny Yoro is mint. Leny Yoro is the long-term right centre-back. He's got that position under lockdown. Mazraoui's there for depth. He's fantastic. He can play left centre-back if need be. I think he is absolutely incredible. I think he's absolutely incredible. He's really good at playing out from the back. He's really good at carrying from the back, dribbling from the back. For a teenager, he's absolutely elite at progressing the ball. I'm sorry, if Leny Yoro was doing, and this is a preseason friendly, so don't want to hype him up, but if we look at how good Leny Yoro was the back end of last season, what we see in these preseason friendlies, if he was doing that for any other club, you get hype. People online are still calling Yoro overrated and bad. They've not watched him. For me, Yoro might arguably be our best player after Bruno right now. I just think he's mint. I just think he's so good. And maybe I'm overhyping it. It's a preseason game. We might go and lose the preseason game to Everton. We might go and lose the first game of the season to Arsenal. And we might go and look crap. But I guarantee even if we do look crap, Leny Yoro will be good in those games because he's doing it consistently now. I'm just looking at Leny Yoro and I'm saying, this is why Madrid wanted him. This is why Liverpool wanted him. I'm happy with that. Let's talk about the press. Massive highlight. It was good. It was organised. High turnovers. The last 2 games, the pressing has had purpose. It's been good. It's been fast. It's been organised. The charge has been high. You know, Agate brings energy and legs to the midfield pivot. We didn't miss it too much today because the energy across the whole team was good. It was fantastic. And Bournemouth, who are a very good side, very good manager, did struggle to play out. They have lost Kirkers and Højlund, of course, but you know what I mean. And I just don't feel like... I feel like United could be dark horses this season. Maybe I'm being over positive, but I was recording a video the other day, and I said Man United would finish 8th, and I thought 8th was a fair thing. And then everyone was like, no, it will go out when it goes out. I'll share it. Everyone was like, no, Man United are going to finish like 12th. Man United will finish bottom half, 12th, 13th. And I was like, look, 1 game away, Cunha and Mbeumo going in. I said, I think 7th, 8th is a fair shout for United. I think with Villa and Newcastle having bad transfer windows, 1 game a week, if we have a good transfer window, we could do something crazy and push 5th, but that would be a big jump from 15th. So I put 7th, 8th, and everyone was telling me, no, Man United are going to come like 10th, 11th, 12th. Like, you're not finishing top half. So for that reason, I think we're quietly doing more than what people think. Am I 100% convinced on Ruben Amorim's system? Absolutely not. But from what I've seen today, what I've seen versus West Ham, what I've seen versus Aston Villa last game of the season, very good signs. I'm going to judge these last 3 games under Amorim. We are showing signs. We are showing high fullbacks, high press, playing with purpose. We're seeing this back three work and be quick. And I'm just going to say the system is looking clear. We scored 4 goals with no Mbeumo, no Cunha, and Sesko still to come in. I mean, obviously, Mbeumo and Cunha have been signed. Sesko hasn't been signed, but Sesko could be signed and come in. So this is 4 goals without Mbeumo and Cunha in the team, with Sesko potentially coming in. We're obviously trimming the squad, but there's other business we need to do. Goalkeeper's a big one. Midfield's a big one as well. After Sesko, we still need those 2 signings. But if we get Sesko, a midfield, and a goalkeeper, and we play like that, and obviously the pressure will be on the first games of the season, so it could be different. It's very encouraging. I want to give a shout out to Ethan Williams, showed real hunger to pounce on the chance, make it 4-0. Diego Leon coming on, being aggressive. Diego Leon was good, Ethan Williams was good. Obi, after the Ethan Williams goal, almost scored himself. He got a lot of the ball and was doing well. I thought the team that came on was good, the youngsters were good. Bain, obviously Heaton played the full game and better than Bain Deer in my opinion. So I think it was many good signs, but of course it's not perfect. I'm not going to say just because we've won this game, I'm not getting carried away. I'm judging this game off this game, and I'm hyping us up off this game because this game we were brilliant. But of course, this is one game. Look, Casemiro Bruno pivot, it's not going to work against better opposition. It's unbalanced at times. And bear in mind, I thought Bruno was very good. I think Casemiro sometimes needs a run of games to get up to fitness, and that's something that I don't know if we can give him that. But despite the scoreline, there was defensive probability at times with turnovers. I think there was times where the way we played, if we did give the ball away, we could get caught out against better sides. But we did this 4-1 win without any of the new signings coming in. This did not look like a team that finished 15th. This was against a good Bournemouth side that finished high last season. And I'm happy with that. There's a shift in attitude, there's a shift in work rate, and I'm happy with that. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Bye.